Lock in all sports, all plays, all 5% best bets from now until Super Bowl 56 on February 6, 2022 from your favorite WagerTalk handicapper for only $1,200. That's versus the regular price of $19.99. This discount comes out to just $3 a day. As an added bonus, customers who take advantage of the Super Bowl to Super Bowl All Access Pass will also receive $200 in wager bucks. Use it any handicapper at WagerTalk over the next 12 months. Just head over to WagerTalk.com, pick your favorite handicapper in the experts drop-down menu, and lock them in through next year for only $100 a month.
And we are off. Welcome in. It is time for another edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show. It is powered by WagerTalk.com. I'm Joe Ranieri, and we got some games in the NBA tonight here, about a half a dozen on the card. We're going to talk about 4 of them and the Utah Jazz. Now, we're not going to bet the Utah Jazz, but we are going to talk about the Clippers and Nets. We're going to talk about Memphis, Indiana, Celtics taking on the Warriors, and of course, it would not be an overtime without having the Trailblazers and the Wizards involved in a conversation. More importantly, get a load of the fellas here. The guys are going to be breaking down these games for you, starting at the top. There he is, none other than Mr. Ski Prophet in the house here today, ready to rock and roll. Tony Mejia, back in action. Always a pleasure seeing him, and whatever that is. So welcome in here, guys. That would be, I'm only kidding, it's the real Finn, the real Tony Finn joining us here live. Can you believe that? Live from an undisclosed location. He is ready to rock and roll, and so are we. So, Ski, let's talk a little bit about your night in the NBA and what you got going on at Wager Talk today.
Yesterday, I had a high volume, low unit day, and I won 6 and 3. So it was some profit there. And I've been doing high volume, and I hit about 57.5%, I think, my last 104. So I'm looking to keep it going. And tonight, I do have a bigger bet up, a 4% play in the NBA. So you can go there and check for that. And I have a good deal. If you like Euro hoops, I've been cashing about 61%. You can get both NBA and Euro hoops on a good deal.
Got to go there now, guys. He has been crushing Euro hoops for sure. So make sure you're checking out Ski's page at WagerTalk.com. And as long as you're there, make sure you check out Tony Mejia's page, who continues to roll here in the NBA. So, Tony, how you been, my man? How was your night? What do you got going on tonight in the association?
I went 1-1. I was only on the Spurs and Grizz last night, had the over, and lost the side because I thought San Antonio would win at home and cover. And obviously they got destroyed by the Grizzlies. We'll talk about them in a little bit, but it's just par for the course with me. I'm not doing well on sides this week in college basketball or the NBA, but I'm rocking totals. So right. Up to 5-1 in the league, and hope to do damage with both tonight because it's a pretty attractive card.
You are, my friend. You are absolutely going to crush it. Make sure you're checking him out also on Twitter at Mejia Dinero. And then welcome in the legend, the myth, fresh off of parole. Here he is, none other than the real Tony Finn. Tony, we've missed you, but it's good to see you again, my man. How is hoops been treating you? And what do you got going on tonight up at Wager Talk?
Well, you guys got to quit lying to me and telling me glad to see me and hear from me. But how's hoops going? I went 2-1 NBA yesterday. Had a big card. Much like Skis, I had 3 college too, but I still split for the day 3 and 3. My total's been pretty good. My side's been pretty good. If you consider, again, what Shaquille O'Neal shoots for free throw percentage, good. So it's getting better. We're getting used to this COVID thing, I think. And in fact, I asked the fellers here, you were listening, I need some information, and we're going to take that information and bend it and shape it and form it. And make it to a secret formula on how to beat the books, beat the man. I have nothing up yet today. I've been kind of busy this morning. I'm looking at, I do have one play I'm going to play. It's my best bet. In fact, I'm giving it out on this program, and the rest of the card is a wait and see thing. Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Tony Finn, thank you. I'm sorry, Tony Finn. Why don't you just mosey your ass on over and refresh that link of yours, all right? Why don't we do that? In the meantime here, fellas, why don't we take a look at our contrarian play of the day here, fellas. And last night we had talked about the game. That game involving the Houston Rockets, who are getting all the love, all the money, all the tickets there, continued to rise against Oklahoma City. Thank goodness for Rob Vino, who was adamant about taking the Rockets in the first half, which proved to be an absolute winner as the Rockets just boat raced the Oklahoma City Thunder in OKC. But we're back at it now, 13-4 in this contrarian play of the day. And this game was rather easy to point out, guys, because it's not very often you get an all-star team at home who finds themselves not getting the tickets and not getting the money. And that, of course, is the Brooklyn Nets, who opened up as a favorite. That they did, but they're welcoming in the Clippers here tonight. And boy, oh boy, did the markets turn on them. So we'll see if one of the guys here has any updates as far as injuries go. I know Harden was listed, but he was listed as active earlier. So we'll check in with these guys. But the Nets seem to be no love at this point here. Opened up as a home favorite. Now they're the home dog. So, Ski, I'm going to start with you, my friend. Contrarian play and game of the day here. Are you going to go with everyone else and back to Clippers, or do you think too much love and too much hate for the defense of the Brooklyn Nets here?
Well, you made fun of me when I went against it and lost. So served you good yesterday, Joe. And today I'm going against it. You know what? I like the Clippers. I think that this year is important for the Clippers. Every one of these big games, they got to prove themselves and redeem themselves. And you've seen them playing good basketball. I think this is a bigger game for them than it is for the Nets. I think their Nets are up and down, while the Clippers have more consistency. So I like the Clipper side tonight.
Oh, he's going with the Clip tonight. All right, so he's going against the grain. He agrees with the market move, Tony Mejia. I get it. Defense, it's a necessary part of the game here, and Brooklyn doesn't like to play any. But when you look at this game here, them as a home dog, where are you going to go? You agree with the market move as well?
You're saying the contrarian play of the day was Oklahoma City yesterday, and they gave up an NBA record 11 three-pointers in the first quarter?
Wow, look at it. Everybody's a critic. Holy crap. That's fine. No problem.
I'm just asking for these purposes. If it's time to start fading that thing, because the regression of the mean, that contrarian play of the day has got to give something back. Maybe that's a sign. As far as this game goes, you got the Clippers playing without Patrick Beverly. He's still out. Nicholas Batum is questionable, and if they can't get Batum back, that means they're down another perimeter defender against the team that you need all hands on deck for. So from that standpoint, I could see Brooklyn, especially having given away that game against Washington, wanting to really lock in and beat a great team to catapult them to greater things going forward. So from that standpoint, I would hop on the Nets against the Clippers. But again, that scares me if you give up 28 three-pointers in a game that you're supposed to win contrarian play.
Disgusted with all of you. Tony Finn, my man, the real Tony Finn in the house. Yeah. All right, Tony. It's hard to believe that you could have those big three in Brooklyn and be a dog at home in this spot, but that's exactly what they are, because the love, the money, the tickets all going towards the Clippers here. How are you going to go in this game tonight?
Well, I think that's a great point. First off, the fact that they are a dog at home with a big three and have the ability to put up 200 points in a quarter, get alone a game if they want to. On top of everything else, Pat Beverly, the best defender for the Clippers, is out. Yet you're still a dog to the 1.5, which is Durant and Paul George. Here's the deal. Who controls the tempo? You got two contrasting styles. You have a Clippers team. We kid and we talk all the time about opiates and how we want to help the world and the addiction problem that they have by taking every single one of them off everybody's hands for us. And here, how I know politically incorrect. But this is FFA isn't around. Mm-hmm. and the media is not, I hope. But here's my question to you guys. Maybe you can help me. And that is it me or is it the Clippers seem like they're never in a hurry to do anything? I mean, they're a good defensive team. They offensively, they use a lot of time clock, a lot of shot clock on possessions. Defensively, they do their best to make the opposing team work hard. The exact opposite. For the most, they use as little clock as they can, and they do as little as they can to exert energy defensively. Listen. The Clippers are playing really. They're playing such lazy basketball, guys. They're still winning. They're still covering in certain situations, but I've found that they're a team that I can pretty much know if they're going to win or lose by watching the fourth quarter, the first minute of the fourth quarter. Are they trying? Do they seem like they have a smile on their face, or they seem like their attention is on the game? They're not.
All right, get to the damn point. Is it a play? Where are you going? Contrarian, not contrarian? Holy crap! Which way you going?
I'll take Houston. I'll take Houston over
Houston. Oh, the real Tony Finn, ladies and gentlemen. All right, can we get to the next damn game?
And I'll give you 35. I'll give you 35 points. Damn it!
Here we go. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. One of our featured games here. Pay no attention to Tony Finn. Let's look at that Memphis team. The Grizzlies taking on the Pacers here tonight. And boy, this game has gone just hard the other way. Indiana opens up somewhere around that 6 number there, but I'm seeing a lot of 4.5s on the market. And I am seeing the total right around that 221.5, 222. So that's getting a little love as well. Tony Mahir, let me start with you, my friend. You mentioned Memphis a little bit earlier here, but do you agree with the market move, first and foremost? That's the way we should be looking in this game?
You know what? I have no idea why the market is moving this way, but this is the second situation of the season where we have 3 games in 4 nights for the Memphis Grizzlies. And is it going to serve them that they were off essentially, 2 weeks, almost 11 days? So they beat San Antonio, beat them twice decisively at the AT&T Center. That's impressive. And now they're going to finish off this road trip in Indiana, where the Pacers are a little banged up, but they're capable of holding serve on their home court. So this will tell me a lot about Memphis. Specifically since they're doing all of this without Jaren Jackson Jr. Jonas Valanciunas won't play. He's still out of protocols, but it really hasn't mattered. Ja Morant is doing his thing now that he's back. He's getting a lot of help from DeAnthony Melton. And this is a situation where both of those guys are going to make Malcolm Brogdon's life very difficult. So this is a game that Memphis can win if they have the legs. But will they have the legs? And it's a really tough situation to handicap. Because, again, normally this would be eyes closed, 3rd game in 4 nights on the road. We're going with the home team, lay whatever you want. But the Grizzlies have had 10 days off, so they might have the legs to pull this off.
I'm trying to figure out, Ski, here, because the last time I think we saw Indiana, they blew a 20-point lead there in that game against the Sixers. Philadelphia. The Sabonis was atrocious. Brogdon was nowhere to be found. I think combined they only had a point. It was awful. So a bounce back situation for them, avenge that, get the taste out of the mouth, or is Memphis the way you're leaning here?
Yeah, Pacers made me sick in that one. That play actually gave me a losing night, so I hated that. But I don't like the Pacers in this row. I like them when you're getting them at a discount. Like usually get them at a discount on the road, and as a home favorite, I'm not really interested. 3-6 against the spread this year. When they're rested, 6-10 against the spread. They play again tomorrow. They play the Bucks. I think that's a much bigger game than this one. It could be a look-ahead spot for Indiana. And Memphis, I heard Tony say that it's their 3rd game in 4 nights where they have the legs. Well, yeah, I think they do, just because they had a lot of games postponed. This is a young team. They play a lot of guys in their rotation. I don't think anybody last night, they barely played over 25 minutes.
Yep.
So I think that they'll be okay tonight. And you said if they have the legs, you think they can win. And I agree. I think they can win this game.
You going with you agree with the move there. You're right. 10 players, by the way, none of which played more than 26 minutes in the game. So as far as fatigue goes, and Tony Finn here, let me spell this out for you here. We have Memphis playing Indiana. Which way are you going in this game, Tony Finn?
I'm I'm of the belief that Memphis is deep. I'm of the belief that despite the fact that if you look at the injury report, they have more personnel on the injury report than they do on the bench. But again, they do. They listen to if you listen to interviews, and I do a lot of that. I listen to Tyus Jones, and Tyus Jones, he said it all after the sweep of San Antonio. He said, "Yeah, we're deep. We got one of the best benches, and when Dieng, shoots 3 for 3 from the three-point line, how can you lose?" So I think Memphis can compete. I was on the Sixers the other day, guys, and surprisingly, it was a bad night for me, and that was my only winner. And they had to come back from 20 down to win that game by. I like Memphis tonight.
All right. Woo! Knew you were going to get there at some point. All right, so Memphis it is. It's going to be a great game, as is our next featured game here, guys, tonight. I'm looking forward to this one as well. Celtics taking on the Warriors tonight. It opened up right around that 3. It's been bouncing back and forth, 2.5, 3 most of the day. The total is what has gone up here. Opened up at 224.5. I'm seeing 227.5 in many, many places here. So, Tony Finn, I'm going to come to you in hopes we can get this done here in the next 6 minutes. Tell me, do you agree with the total perspective of this? And is it a side that you might be looking one way or the other?
What perspective is that, Joe? And stretch this out since you said that. No, listen. Are we talking about the same?
Look at it. It's Celtics. That's Celtics. Yeah, Celtics Warriors. You're this close. Go ahead.
Here's the deal. And the Golden State Warriors, we talked about this last week. I'm a Golden State fan. I think the team is going to make the playoffs. And this is a pretty good spot for Golden State. Actually, getting points at home against a team that is hit and miss. So they seem to be healthy, but they don't seem to be. There seems to be no consistency from the Celtics recently, at least in my opinion. And I'm off them until they prove otherwise, which will be very soon. I'm certain they'll get it together. But the total's probably not high enough. I would lean to the over, and I would lean to the home dogs in this situation.
Okay, going to the likes the over too as well. How about you, Ski? When you're looking at this game, I know nothing Golden State I see you wearing here today, so that worries me a little bit. Who are you leaning towards in this matchup here?
It makes me a little bit nervous. I mean, I usually like Golden State getting points, but I think Wiseman is out.
Yep.
And I think that'll make them worse defensively, and it takes away some of their offense too. So it's a tough call for me on the spread. If I had to, gun to my head, I would pick probably Boston, just because I think that they'll be able to score at will. And I think maybe their defense will be a little bit better than Golden State tonight. And on defense, both teams are playing defense lately. Both 4th and 6th, last 5 games, defensive rating. The thing is, they're both playing extremely fast, so it makes me a little nervous. The number I have for this game was 223, so I will lean kind of on the under.
It's interesting, too, Tony Mejia, when I look at this, the last 27 head-to-head meetings, the under, 20-7 to the under in those 27 meetings. So not necessarily an over barrage, but certainly the market thinks we're going to see a lot more points tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't prescribe to those things because those Warriors teams had Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, and going on back to, if these are two teams that play twice a year, you're talking about 27 games. That's 12, 13 years. You're going way back to Baron Davis Golden State Warriors days. So really, I don't care for that stat. I'm with Tony Finn, and I want to see who's smiling in the beginning of the 4th quarter, and that's who I'm going to ride with in this game because smiles are important. Look, the Celtics are starting a 5-game road trip on the West Coast with this game, and Marcus Smart is out, and it's good news that he's only going to miss a few weeks. If you saw that calf injury, it looked like he was potentially out for the season. And he's really providing an emotional boost for the Celtics every time they take the floor, does all the dirty work on defense. So I'm curious to see who steps up for this team because Kemba Walker doesn't look like he's Kemba Walker yet, coming off his issues. And this is a tough spot for a team that's got to chase Steph Curry around. Even with James Wiseman out, you could potentially see Curry get hot in the late third quarter, early 4th. And potentially steer this game towards Golden State. So a winnable game for the Warriors certainly helps without Wiseman, that they expect to have both Eric Paschall and Draymond Green in the lineup. So count me in for whoever's smiling early fourth quarter.
It's the tickets continuing to pour in that game, and that line holding steady at 2.5. But that over continues to get some love here at 227. So we'll see where that goes tonight. And of course, we do have, speaking of points, we have our overtime game of the day here. And of course, it was a battle between the Brooklyn and the Clipper game, which seems to be coming back down a little bit from that opening of 242.5. I'm seeing a lot of 241s right now, but not so much in the Portland Trailblazers taking on the Washington Wizards game, where we are pushing it up a little bit here. I'm seeing 241s, 241.5s here, up from that 240.5 number. So, Ski, let me start with you, man. I mean, it's almost crazy at this point to think Portland and Washington in an under. It's like you break out in hives even considering it. So, talk to me, man. Is it over or nothing for you at this point?
Yeah, playing under will make me nervous. The number I have is 235, but I can't trust it. It's just too many reasons to like points in this game. Both defenses last 5 games are worst and third worst. Washington plays extremely fast, and we know every time Lillard plays Westbrook, it's a game that they both want to show up for. Westbrook just said he's pretty healthy. I would expect him to score some points. I think there's a lot of points to be had. So, yes, over or nothing.
It's Tony Finn. It really is. I don't know, man. Holding your nose, like trying to wait. This could be over in the end of the third here. So, is it over or not for you, or do you think at some point somebody's going to play some defense on these two teams?
No, I don't. I know for a fact that Portland are playing defense ever, and if they're behind if they have a significant deficit going into the fourth quarter, they're going to take the ball and they're going effing home. Now, if you watched them last night, that's exactly what they did. Anybody who had any team totals on the Trailblazers last night has to be despondent to some degree. If you looked at the first quarter in this game, you really believe that Portland was there to show up, to play, at least to some degree. They were gonna be spot on around the rim. And when the fourth quarter started in this game, they just basically said, pull the buzzer, we're ready to go home. And if the game's competitive, you can count on them to score. If it's not, I trust this team as far as I can throw you, Joe.
I mean, you can't. Well, that we know that can happen. Depends on how many leads you got prior to that. Tony Mejia, let me ask you, man. Do you think maybe it's just an off night shooting for one of these teams to maybe look at the under, or is it just over or not for you?
Well, I have this as my best bet, so I'll give it out then. But there's no way you go into this betting the over thinking you're getting a good price, because 149, 146 in regulation against the Nets with this Wizards team, and they were going into that game on a 3-1 under run since coming back off of COVID. Now they're getting all their players back. So Hachimura's back, Denny Avdia's back. They're no longer playing guys that they signed to 10-day deals in the front court. So Westbrook and Bradley Beal have some help. They have Davis Bertans, who can shoot the ball really well, is going to be in the mix. So it's an offensive Wizards team that you have to respect, playing a team in Portland that doesn't have one of its defensive catalysts, and Derrick Jones Jr., he's out tonight. Robert Covington is going to have to play major minutes just for them to have a defensive presence on the court, because if he doesn't, you're going out there with Carmelo Anthony, Gary Trent Jr., obviously Dame Lillard, and his Cantor, and you can stop me anytime you hear somebody that's interested in playing defense on any of those names. So, well, no, but
it's true.
None of those guys would be. I think this is an opportunity for both of these teams to surpass 120, which gets you over 240. But it is an inflated total. I still don't think you can play the under here.
Yeah, I'm still thinking. I can hear Ski at 235 and going, oh man, you can't bet the under. Damn it, that's the problem here. But we do have a best bet coming your way for Tony Mejia in that game, so we'll look forward to getting that. Do want to remind you guys right now at WagerTalk.com, you can head over there. Ski's got plays up. Tony Mejia's got his plays up. Tony Finn's got his plays up. all in the NBA across the board. Don't forget about Ski and his European hoops. Great opportunity. Packages are there, guys. Grab yourself a 3-day, 7-day, heck, even a 30-day all-access pass with any of these guys and never miss a play. All right, let's do it. It's time for our buzzer beaters. Of course, our best bets here in the NBA tonight. And we're going to start with our main man, Ski, at the top so he can set the pace and show everyone how it's done. Nothing fancy, nothing but net. We put 60 seconds on the clock. Ski does whatever he wants with it as long as he lays it out for us. So, Ski, 60 seconds, my man. Shoot away. Tell us what you got here tonight.
Yesterday, I gave 2 best bets, and I can't spoil you guys every day, so it's only going to be 1 today.
Woo!
But I'm going to keep it on a player prop. And Tony mentioned that about Portland pulling the plug, and I talked about that yesterday. I said that, for one, it wasn't a good matchup, and 2, it's a look ahead kind of for Lillard and for maybe for the Blazers, but mostly for Lillard, because the matchup with Westbrook and him hearing that people saying Washington has the best guard combo in the league, and he feels that's disrespectful. So I expected him to go under last night. He went under. Tonight, I'm expecting him to show up. I like Lillard. I think it's over 32.5 points. That's what I saw earlier this morning. And him and Westbrook can battle it out. And whoever wins the game, we won't have to worry about. I think he gets his points, though.
All right, first one to 150 wins is what I'm hearing. All right, very nice there. And by the way, nothing but net, Tony Finn. Did you see how that worked? He had time left. He kind of, he walked it back a little bit. No rush, no fuss. Your turn, my friend. Let me see the real Tony Finn shoot it. 60 seconds here on the clock, Tony Finn. Break it down for us. What's your best bet here tonight?
Next week, when I do this show with you guys, if I'm invited back, I'm going to do this blindfolded so I can't even see the clock. As I'm confident I can get under the 90 seconds that you're giving me. The Pacers lose twice last year in 1 week to Memphis, 126, I think 114, both times by double digits. Both games were played in December, I think late November, December, when Memphis was miserable. They were playing 30% basketball, I believe. Now, after the 28-26 record back in mid-February last year, they showed just how many points they need to score in the paint to win. Indiana's not great in the paint, defending the paint around the rim, 5 feet within the basket. They're giving up almost 60% field goal percentage. It's Memphis tonight over Indiana is my best bet.
Whoa!
I have no idea.
Look at him. He's just dribbling in circles now. Look at that wide open shot. Very nice, Tony Finn. The problem with you being blindfolded, is you'd walk out of the room and we'd never find you. So that would be the problem there. But look at him. There he goes.
I'll have
a pair of underwear? What are you wearing? Never mind. Tony Mejia. I don't want to hear it. Tony Mejia, my friend. You know how it's done, brother. 60 seconds here on the clock. No blindfolds. Nothing but net, man. Talk to us. Best bet here tonight.
Yeah, no dribbling in circles for me. I agree with Ski on the Blazers potentially being in a look-ahead spot here. Carmelo Anthony, now that he's in the Western Conference, gets only 1 trip to the Baltimore, D.C. area. That's this. So he'll be up for this one. Damian Lillard, he sees Russell Westbrook, and that's all systems go in his head. I'm curious to see who's going to step up and really help Lillard out, because C.J. McCollum is obviously out. He needs a guy like Gary Trent Jr. or Rodney Hood or maybe even Anthony Simons to step up and take pressure off him when he gets double teamed inevitably. And so if those guys step up around him and shoot the ball well, I think we'll see a 6th over in 7 games for the Portland Trailblazers from Washington's standpoint. I mentioned earlier that they have front court players that can really shoot the ball well, but they are vulnerable inside. So I think Enes Kanter is going to get extra opportunities for the Blazers. And again, if he gets to the free throw line, points on points on points. So I'm going to back him over.
Over. He's going over. I heard over, and that sort of thing. But very good the way he got it off. It was up. It's in. It's 3 points. Take the damn over if you didn't get that. All right, guys. Big night here. One more quick question, though. A couple of sawbucks I want to throw out there. Ski, are you ready? All right, let's see it.
Let's do it.
Tony Finn, Utah tonight. Utah, how many points you want to give Ski here if he takes Detroit?
I give points as soon as I get my money. My money, bitch.
All right, so bad.
What do you want? Do you
what's
like
the
Detroit?
number? The number is, what is it, 15? What do you
12,
see,
13.
Tony? Me, 12 and a half, 13?
Yeah, I saw a dozen.
Okay, so 12. Will you hold on to 12? Will you give us 12 if Ski and I take Detroit?
I'll give you 14.
Oh,
Ski?
I'm in.
14.
You know I'm in.
You in, Tony? Tony, you in? Tony, me here. You in?
Taking 12 with the Pistons at the Jazz?
No, yeah, taking 14 now. He just gave us 14.
14.
Oh,
Give
you
me a touchdown.
Well, value-wise, you have to be in then.
Done. We're in. Sawbucks. We may never see you for another month now there, the real Tony.
You won't. If
No,
I
you're
win,
damn
you won't
straight.
be back.
You're damn straight. Let's go. Best bet recap. Let's check it out. Ski. Lillard over 32.5 points, which of course correlates to Tony Mejia, who believes the over 240 is the way to go in that Wizards matchup. Tony Finn said something. I think Grizzlies +5 was somewhere in there. Plus we have some Sawbucks. Looks like Ski, Tony Mejia, and myself are getting 14 points. We're going to be backing Detroit here as Tony's hell yes Utah Jazz. The love affair continues. We'll see how long that lasts. So make sure you guys head over to WagerTalk.com right now. Ski's package up. Tony Mejia's packages are up. Of course, Tony Finn is ready to rock and roll too, guys. Right now, WagerTalk.com. Make it a profitable night in the NBA. And make sure you come back and join us again tomorrow. We recap it all. Do it again in the association. So on behalf of Ski and Tony Mejia and the real Tony Finn, guys, we appreciate the time. Hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. And then come back and join us again tomorrow. Best of luck with your plays, guys. We'll talk to you then.
Each and every Thursday, SportsMemo.com goes back in time, and you can daily pick packages priced at only $5. And yes, for those wondering, that includes 5% best bets, normally priced at $30. This is the real Throwback Thursday. As an added bonus, all first-time customers will be credited $25 in WagerBucks after their initial $5 purchase. So each and every Thursday, make sure to go to SportsMemo.com and get best bets from the hottest cappers for only $5.